Welcome to the Ask an Artist podcast. I'm your host, Ambrose, and I go by the artist name Mr. from Uganda. On today's second episode of the Ask an Artist podcast, we have an upcoming artist from Kenya, and he goes by the name Majessty. Today we talk about his point of view as an artist on money, marketing, and understanding what stage you are at as an artist. Now, without spending any more of your time, I would like us to hop right in and allow Majessty to introduce himself.
Wagwan was good.
Good, man.
I go by the name of Majessty, aka the Prince of Nairobi.
Okay.
Yeah, also talented lyricist, passionate musician. Yeah.
When you said talented lyricist, right? Are you blowing your own horn?
No.
Yeah. You've heard
No,
it
I'm not.
before, right?
No, it's because I've worked to achieve that, I feel like.
I like
In terms of like crediting myself for it. I have to own it as well. But it's not without lack of like trying and practice. So I say it's not from a cocky place, but from a I know how much I worked for it kind of place.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you describe yourself as a cocky person?
I wouldn't say yes and no, I wouldn't say no either. I feel like I'm a very passionate person.
Yeah.
Yes, so it can come across as like cocky to some people, but sometimes it's because I feel happy. I don't know, man. Like, yeah.
But I think I resonate with that.
Yeah.
Like the way you've just answered it reminds me of Russ. I don't know if you check out Russ's interviews.
A couple. Of
Yeah?
course, yeah.
Like the way you speak, just the way you've said it. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm not cocky. I'm just, like, it's confidence. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with being confident, right?
I'm not cocky, I'm confident. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, I did some digging. I went onto your YouTube channel, and I want you to tell us about Money Bag.
Wow.
Money Bag. Was that your? Or did you intend that to be your first release? First of all.
Wow. Moneybag is far. Moneybag is the first. At first, it represents like a lot of firsts. It's like, I made that in my room, not too far from here, on a mic that looked, kind of like this. And it's a demo track, not made in a studio. And I
You mixed
shot
and
it.
mastered that yourself, like
Yes.
you did everything.
Yes, like
Mad.
yeah, from a
Okay.
simple program called Audacity. I feel like I've told you
Audacity.
about this one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I shot a video with this guy I worked with. His name is Teddy, and I still work with him to this day. He actually shot my latest video, which, from that video, he's come a long way, just like me. So it's just a beautiful thing. But yeah, we shot that on the rooftop of my office,
Mm.
the place we were working. And yeah, I made a YouTube channel deciding this is what I want to do. And that was my first, like, I needed traction. So I just put it out. And that was the first thing ever.
Let me just step in that direction. This is my first step in that direction.
Money bag. Oh my goodness, bro. But if you hear it, you know there's something in there. Like, this guy's trying something.
Yeah.
There's nothing great about it. But
Yeah, but then even just the concept of it, like money bag, it leads me to ask the question, like, what is your belief system around money as an artist?
okay.
Yeah, like maybe let me expound a little bit.
Yeah.
You know how people are like get into the music and they're like, I just do it for the love of the game.
Yeah.
Like I don't really care about the money.
Yeah.
Like, what's your stance on that, basing off of like that angle? Like, how do you view money as an artist?
I view it from my own life story. I can't really speak on others because one thing I've learned about this journey as an artist, like
Mhm.
yourself, is mine and yours are going to be very different. Like, no two stories are the same. So how I know about money and how I was raised and how I know that there could be a lack of it, I don't feel like I have the same mentality. Like, I will talk about it because it's my own way of manifesting. Like, yeah, so I'm speaking in a very manifesting kind of way. If you hear anything or any song where I talk about money, it's not about me saying I have it. It's always about
I'm trying
I
to
gotta
get
go
it.
get the money back. Like, I'm trying to get the money. That's it. It's just because that's how I feel. And so I'm manifesting it, but I'm also trying to be playful with it and fun with it, relatable. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like I can even vouch for you there.
Yeah.
Because I remember you saying something on an interview of yours that I watched, where you said something along the lines of, they asked you a question like, whom do you create music for? And you were like, for people that are hustling, people that want to go get it, people that are go getters, ambition, like ambitious people. So
Yeah.
that response just resonates with your brand as far as we've come, you know.
Exactly.
And now from even that standpoint, you got on. When did you start distributing your music on streaming platforms?
About a week after I had a conversation with you.
Yeah, but like when was that? That was like last year.
That
Last
was
year, what time?
in 2019.
2019? It wasn't 2020?
No, 2020.
Yeah, it's probably
Beginning of
2020.
early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's cool. But no, okay, because now this gives you like some time. You've now been on streaming platforms for some, that's about a year and some months, right?
Yeah.
Since you've been doing that, right, and knowing that there's streaming revenue that comes from that, are there particular strategies that you've looked into employing in order to increase your revenue in that aspect?
Okay.
Like when you drop a song,
Yeah.
yeah, do you think of any ways like, okay, I want this to do this money wise?
Yeah, well, I feel like you know, I like to think about life in like stages, and right now I'm aware about where I'm at in my stage and journey with this music thing, right? So I know that based on conversations with other people that have made it, I have to stay in my lane and focus on what's important now. Like now it's about being able to make a good track. Let me not get ahead of myself, try to think about how I can start getting money from people, merchandise. No, let me love a track, make a track I enjoy, let the people enjoy it, and then now I can start thinking, how do people make money from this? How can I, engage with my fans because they enjoyed this product I created? But before I can start thinking about how to take their money, I want to make a track that will make them want to give it to me,
Like build a
So,
fan base.
yes. So I am not at the stage where financially it's coming in. I'm at the stage where financially it's going out. You have to invest for it to come in. So that's where my mind is at, thinking about the strategies that are wise so that the investments come back better. So that comes in the form of good footage, quality tracks and production. And then now when I have a product that I feel is worth selling, I go look and search with my heart out about how to sell it, the way I did, about how to make a song. So that's my honest answer.
Yeah, I think I resonate with that, because like there's this author that I've whose book I've read that really speaks on that in particular. The way you even explained it is like, we shouldn't be putting pressure on our craft. If it's something you really love, shouldn't be like, yo, you have to feed me, you have to give me the bread. You put out the bread and you're like, this thing has to blow up, because you kind of lose passion. You're like, oh fuck, this didn't work out. You know what I mean? So I resonate with what you've just said in regard to that. Now, while I was doing my digging, like already established, I came across
Okay.
a
Okay.
promo video
Okay.
on your channel
Okay.
for Studio Till.
Yes.
Tell us about that. Tell us about Studio Till.
That was my we see when we talk about stages, that was a stage before where I'm at now. That was me meeting up with two like-minded individuals and saying, I have a passion in music, you have a passion in graphic design and videography, and they all work hand in hand. You have this company that you've started and you feel like I'm an asset to it. So let's do this thing. And the first product to come out of that trio was Moneybag. So Studio Teal was my seed, so to speak, for the future in terms of when I'm able to create a good product like I described. I have a company that can handle that. A company that was able to understand what it was like to grow from the beginning organically, and with skill set as well. So, yeah.
So it's not like just a bunch of random people. It's people you
No,
actually
yeah,
trust and
yeah. So
you've seen
Studio
their
Till,
work.
yeah, it's it's a yeah an organization, something that has been set in stone because we believe in this, so that when we start bearing the fruits of our labor, we have this set in stone. It's easy, it's copyrighted, it's official. Yeah.
That I think collaboration is important. Number one, even just as a business.
It doesn't happen without collaboration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go far when you move with a team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's facts. So just basing off of that,
Facts.
right? Facts. You all should check that out. Yeah. So basing off of that, I would like to just feed off that question. What does it take for, like, what do you look for in a collaboration? Like, you see how you got into business with these people. What were you looking for? Like, what do you look for? What are the core things you look for when you're looking for a business partner?
Can I just start off by saying I love your questions, bro?
I appreciate that.
That's
You have
nice.
no idea, bro.
I'm not bored. I'm not like cringing. It's nice. Anyway, I look for yeah. Bless. Number one thing, like without a doubt, like I don't even have to think about it, is passion. I need to know you're willing to put in the years. Like you're willing to go above and beyond everyone else. You need to be passionate. I feel like you don't have to be the smartest guy or the smartest, but if you're willing to put in that work every day, hard work beats talent, hands down. And I just feel like I need to know you have that toughness, because there are gonna be shitty parts, or I'm sorry for just they're gonna be bad parts, and I need to know you're willing to oversee that and also understand that you're building from these bad parts as well. And naturally, this is the best part of it, the come up, Yeah, passion. And of course, just a good work ethic, just being timely, things like that. Um, yeah.
Okay. Does that apply for music as well? Like when you're collaborating with someone, do the same traits apply?
I don't know. Well, I've been able to make collaborations with artists I don't see myself hanging out with in person. So we have the blessing of being able to go into the studio. You record your part, the other guy records theirs, or the person, yeah.
You just move your separate ways.
Yeah. So, but when it comes to enjoying the art of collaboration in the same room, I feel like, yeah, just being able to appreciate each other's art equally, with respect before we get in there, and being able to vibe off each other's energy, being wise with your criticism, and just, yeah, being able to just be purely enjoying this thing that we love in a very, yeah, passion. I guess the same answer applies. Passion.
Yeah. Just even to veer off, because this is not even a planned question. Like on average, right? Picture you weren't, because I know, for example, you work, like, this is like you do music and you work at the same time, right? So if, say, you had the opportunity to just stay home and do music, how many songs do you think you would be able to put out per day in a week? Let's just go with a day. Fuck, I've just been straight. Let's just say a day. Knowing yourself, and personally, I know your work ethic. I trust it. Like,
Yeah.
at times I'm challenged. I'm like, yo, this nigga putting out, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel that I'm inspired by it. Now, how would you rank yourself if you're like, okay, if you give me, like every day, I just stay home with a studio, how much would I put out?
I think at first I would put, as an honest answer, at first I would put up a lot, I'm sure. But even now, with, the balancing I have to do, I still feel like sometimes I need a break. So I like to know that I still love it by letting go a bit. And when I start knowing that I'm missing it, I start getting hungry. I start, then I know, yeah, I still love this. And then you also just come back with a fresher mind, being able to just step back and observe. But I think, to answer your question, I'd put a lot. Like, yeah, I feel like I can make a lot of songs in a day.
Let's give it a ballpark number. Like,
I'd say if we're doing drill beats, we could do we could do easily like 10.
Hey,
Yeah.
you're a big drill fan.
Yeah, if it's drill beats. If it's old school stuff, maybe like 5. It takes more words and poetic
More
thinking.
thinking as
A
well,
drill
yeah.
beat, you can just be playful, get away with it, mumble a few words. You have one song done, put it on a loop.
True.
But yeah,
That's very true.
yeah, I can be creative. Like, and if I have you in there, bro, it could even go to 15. I don't know.
Love. Much love. Okay, let's
Crazy.
talk about blowing up. Let's talk about blowing up because generally
Ooh,
I feel like we're all striving for the same thing. We'd like to get recognition for our efforts. You know
that's
what
an
I mean?
interesting one.
So we've had this conversation, but we've never really talked about why it matters to you, right? So blowing up in Kenya and blowing up internationally first. What matters to you and why?
I don't think I care where.
Yeah.
Yeah, it won't matter to me. I just um it'll matter because it means my instincts were correct and all this energy and time and money I've spent to it was not, you know, a waste, and I wasn't a fool about it.
Mm.
It would mean that my instincts were correct, my gut feeling was correct, my destiny was correct. Like it would confirm what I already know, and it just, you know, it just requires that you go through this and learn who you are. But I feel like it would just confirm. And but like, bro, like what is blowing up? Like how do you know you've blown up? I don't know. Do you is it a gradual thing? Do you wake up and it happens? I guess I don't know because it hasn't happened, but
Yeah. Maybe maybe we
Oh,
can
man.
like put it in a box, right? For example,
you're
say
famous and just popular, everybody wants in.
it's not even like that. Like you set up a show and you have 1,000 people show up, or
Mm.
2,000 people show up, and people that know your lyrics, people that are singing your lyrics. That's what blowing up is to me.
It would mean,
Like you have
I don't
sold
know,
out
it would
shows.
melt my heart. It would mean that I have the power to speak to individuals the way I feel like I've always been meant to do.
Mm.
It would confirm that I have this power to speak to people, because that's what music can do. And for me, it would be about motivating people.
Mm.
Like, I want you to hear a track from me and you just feel motivated. And I feel like at this time in life, there's so many people who don't show it, especially with Instagram and everything. And everybody goes through bad times in their lives. But this world has been about showing how perfect it can be.
Mm.
And I just want to remind people that, you can do it. Like, I just feel like, you hear about suicides. What if you can talk to someone in a track, say something meaningful, and because of that, they feel less inclined to do so?
Mm.
You've saved a life, bro. Like, yeah, the power in that for me is amazing. And I've always felt called to do so. Like, that would mean a lot if
Mm.
that happened. Yeah, it would mean then I have the power to now speak, but also listen, to what God is trying to allow me to speak through to people.
Okay. Would you say
Yeah.
you're trying to be a commercial artist?
I'm just trying to be the best I can be. I don't know.
Those labels don't
What's
matter
up?
to you like that. Like in terms of you
Yeah.
know how there's a
It,
trend.
like I started all these things so differently from how everyone else would. So I don't know. I just wanna be able to reach out. Like if I'm considered commercial, good. If not, I'd say the perfect example of a career I would want is someone like J. Cole, because I feel like he has both, commercial moments and underground moments.
Mm.
And I don't know how he's able to balance being so famous but being so humble. And I feel like that's perfect. That's yeah.
Okay. What do you mean? I want us to go back a little bit. What do you mean you started differently from others? Can you just expound on that a little bit? Maybe just give us some insight on your story as well.
Everybody in every interview I keep hearing, I started rapping when I was 5. I'm like,
Right? That shit gives me pressure.
I'm like, whoa.
It's like I started at 20.
I started at 20. 20.
Yeah, I get
And
that.
20, I did not know anything. Like,
You were just literally from the
yeah,
dirt.
I didn't know anything. Like, yo, if you heard the first track I ever put together, you'd be like, what?
Like, is this you?
My gosh. I don't know. I feel like people who do this journey are either insane or geniuses. Like,
I kind of believe the same thing, kind of. Like I feel like
yeah,
like the line is so blurred
it
between the
is.
two.
It is. But I
Yeah.
don't want anything less than that. I like the thrill of it. I don't want an ordinary life. I don't think I was built to have one. I don't know. I just, what fun is there, you know? Yeah, I
That
feel
sounds
like
like
you just want
healthy.
to be the best you can be.
Mm.
Why not? Do it. It's a huge risk, but everyone is going the safe route. Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like healthy entitlement. You know what I mean? It's like I'm entitled to be in this place. Like I'm
Yeah.
entitled to be great. I'm entitled to express myself fully. So
Yeah.
that's the vibe I'm picking up. Yeah. So have you ever felt like like pressure to conform? Like you, like for example, like this ties into the question that I asked you before about being commercial. You're saying your
Yeah.
track is trending. You're like, damn, yo, that's hot. You know what I mean? I would like to be on that top spot. Like, do you ever feel the pressure to create a song that is not authentically you, but people can pass it off, like you can pass it off for its being creative, but you deep down know that this typically I wouldn't make this. I'm making this because I want to trend. Would you ever feel that kind of pressure?
Nah, like I felt I felt like I've always gotten advice from, like, I work in the studio, producers like, yo, hop on this. This is the vibe. But I've never felt the need to. If I do that, I like hopping on it and then showing my vibe to it. Like it'll always be me. I will hop on the new wave, but it'll be me. Like
It will sound like
it'll
Majesty.
just be me,
Yeah.
authentically me. Like you will be able to tell without a doubt. But the challenge for me would be more in wanting to just work with other people that are in that wave
Mm.
and trying to see how me meshes with that. But I don't think I would ever. I don't know. Um, nah.
Yeah. You don't. It doesn't sit right
At
with you.
least not now, bro. Maybe it's easy for me to say that easily because I'm not at a place where I have millions of people listening to my music and it's generating money. Maybe when I'm at that place and my money starts to get affected, I'll have a different thought. But I haven't reached there, and I would like to think that I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I would always want to remind myself that I got there because I was my authentic self to begin with. The moment you start deviating, you start losing it. That's why it's always also important to keep those around you that knew you before, you know. They will keep you grounded the way you were before, as you made it, and while you're making it. If you start adding new people, you start having new ideas, you start going different routes, you lose it, they're gone. So just in the same way.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you don't want to veer off the path. Those people really know
Yeah,
you now.
yeah. So I feel like now I can easily say I am not pressured to make anything that's commercial.
Mm.
I'm hopping on 90s beats
Because you want to.
90% of the time, bro. There's
Mm.
no one else doing that. But yeah, I hope the answer will remain as I've said.
Okay. That's all we can do. Hope for the best, right?
Hope for the best.
Okay, let's set a scene, right? Because this is like it's a music podcast, just chatting with friends, and then also music business.
Okay.
So I want to ask you, just let's set a scene. You have visuals. You have a dope song you're dropping in a month. You have visuals out. You've planned everything. Everything is ready. What are you doing? What are the strategies you're employing to make sure this gets the highest amount of traffic it can get? Number one, and it has let's say impact. Let me not even use traffic because that sounds sales. It sounds like it doesn't. I don't feel like it sounds like it doesn't sit well with me when I just say traffic. It feels so automated. But how do you go about it having the highest amount of impact?
If you have the best visuals out, I think as like where I stand right now, I would reach out to everyone I know that does this to a high degree, to a high level, to let them know that this is what I have coming out. This is when it's coming out. Get ready for it. I have my team, that has these visuals that you've described that are so good. I'll have them make snippets that I can now send to these individuals so that I could have ready to post, when I do so. I guess marketing before the drop is a big deal. Getting awareness, using your reach, talking to radios, DJs, radio shows, going on interviews. Um, but a lot of that is financially based, right? So you have to be prepared to use a lot of money on what you believe is worth marketing. But that only comes when you've, or at least for me, when you've understood what your audience likes and you've started to make music that they appreciate and you can see organically it's growing. When you feel you have that track, and only if is when you take these serious financial risks and you go all out. But until then, be patient and practice. That is where I'm at right now. I know that.
Okay.
But once you do have that track, this is how you do it. You reach out to all those people, I feel. You drop it. When you do drop it, these days we have algorithms and all these social platforms have sponsored ads that you could tap into. You have YouTube, Google, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Each and every platform, if you have access to it, must have the visual with a bit of budget behind it, with a targeted audience that you've created because you know who's going to listen to that track. You're not trying to make sure you send it to... Your grandma's not trying to listen to it, so make sure you're targeting the right people through those ads as well. So, and then hope for the best. Yeah. After you drop the song, you must keep going on, reminding people that this is what it's... Yeah, just keep reminding them because it's a time when everyone is getting fed with all kinds of information. So you can only stand out by being unique, So stick to your music being unique. Stick to your strategies being unique, your marketing being unique. Everything has to be unique because that's the only way it's going to sell as well. If you do all that financial investment on something that everyone else has seen, it will also go to trash. So all in all, needless to say, that takes time. But yeah, and a lot of financial planning, strategy, and analysis, and self-honesty. Only then I feel, you'll have a successful hit.
Okay.
But it's not about every song you drop, you do that. Unless you're rich, if you're already balling, go ahead. But someone like me has to be wise. Yeah.
Okay. Tell us about the Majessty brand.
Like what do you mean?
Literally, whatever comes to your head. Just tell us, like, I'm a stranger. Imagine you don't know me. And I've just heard from a friend, yo, that's Majessty. I've just seen you somewhere. And I
Yeah.
woke up to you. I'm like, hey, so a friend of mine.
Right
So
off
what
the
are
bat,
what are
you tell
telling
them
me?
that he's a very good lyricist. If you want to hear
Yes, sir.
the cheekiest punchlines, good flow, someone who's not lazy, someone who appreciates taking time on a beat, selecting a beat, writing and giving a story, that's who Majessty is. If you want to hear what a good rapper, someone whose brother, says that he feels like he's listening to Nas, or if you feel like that, then you're in the right track. Majessty, someone who cares about the art of rap from its origin to its, its most famous artists, and someone who's a fan of that and someone who's a fan of carrying the flag as the generations go by and as music evolves and changes, being able to make sure that that beautiful form of art is, forever represented, but in my own unique way. Majessty, as the name, is with two S's because my government name is Jesse. So I just added those two. But a lot of people, right off the bat, obviously get a very conceited vibe, like, oh, who did this guy think he is? He's calling himself. But actually, I'm a very religious person, it doesn't seem like it, but it's His Majesty, because at the end of the day, he gave me the skill set and mind, the ability, the personality to be able to do these things. And if I'm able to have a great life and reach out to the masses because of that, it's because His Majesty was able to give me all that. And that's how I came up with the name. It was after one long night. I remember sitting somewhere very close to here, coming up with all kinds of generic names: J Smoke, J Slim, J Dizzle. It's like,
I can imagine going by J Smoke.
And then Majessty was the very last one, and it was because I'm like, designer has the word with two I's in it. I'm like, I can
Literally.
add an extra S. My personal name is in the name,
Mm.
and I have a more powerful meaning behind it, and
Yeah.
it also sounds cool,
Yeah.
and it has a bit of controversy to it as well. I don't mind that reaction. Like,
Mm.
yeah. So if you think I'm so cocky, go check my tracks, and you'll see,
Yeah.
I'm backing it up with some good work. I'm trying.
Yeah, and it's a story too. To see
Yeah.
how, like, just
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's something, but I like that. You've literally given us a brand story. That's dope. Into
Yeah.
marketing, so actually makes like I like to hear about that.
It's
Okay,
easy, man.
you mentioned J. Cole earlier in our conversation,
Woo.
and I want to. I have you listened to the KOD album?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to speed a line because follow up to something, but I want you to guess which song it's from. That's the first thing.
Oh,
No,
okay.
come on, you might.
No, no,
You
no.
might.
Okay.
Why?
But
Why
before
no?
we start that,
Mm.
you should have asked me which was my favorite J. Cole album. That wasn't. I was like a one-time run-through album, but oh my god, I hate saying this. Yeah, it wasn't my best like body of work from J. Cole.
Mm.
I do recognize some of the hard songs,
Yeah.
but yeah,
So which one's your favorite?
my favorite song was one I was playing. Like, it changes this week. It's Wet Dreams, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of that Forest Hill Drive.
Yes,
Is it your favorite album? Is that your favorite album?
I think so. I think so. Or yeah, or Born Sinner. I don't know.
I have that in my
Or
playlist
his
even
mixtapes.
right now.
His mixtapes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
To the
know.
warm up, all that.
Warm up, come up. Like, I like how he's taking it as someone
dope.
in going through stages as well. Like,
Like you can see his growth as
yeah,
well.
I just relate to his journey a lot.
Uh,
That's why I like this thing, this rap thing, because a lot of these guys that made it. If you go deep into some of their stories, you can see yourself in some of them, and you have hope because there's someone who went ahead of you. But yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead though.
Yeah.
Let's see, maybe.
So, here's this line. It goes, I've got some advice for you. Never quit touring, because that's how we eat up here in this rap game.
Shit.
Yeah.
I know it. It's what he was addressing someone else addressing him.
Of course.
Was it 19 something? 84 or something.
Come on, you're so close, bro.
Oh, gosh.
Come on. You are so close. Like, I'm so proud right now.
Oh,
Like, just guess.
you see, that was one of the iconic ones because I was like, yeah, he was talking to like, some mumble rapper who was willing to bring up his name. I forgot the
And
name,
the
bro.
first one on the album is,
I don't
Come
know.
on, come
84
on.
flows. 84.
1985.
1985. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I feel so happy.
It's 1 year away.
Yeah, so dope. Yeah.
Too
So
early.
now, based off of that, how do you feel about performing? Right? Just performing in general, because just from that line, he's basically saying, and I've heard it multiple times from other artists and everything. It's like, in this rap game, in this music game,
Yeah.
your streams are good. If you have a large fan base, you can still make some money from there. But the biggest bucks are made through touring, performing. So what's your take on performing? How do you feel about it? And would you say you're a good watch?
I'd say it's definitely one of the best ways as well to showcase your individuality as an artist. Like, it's the best way to connect with your fans, the best way to express yourself person to person. Like, yeah, it's a beautiful way to share your music with those who love your music. It doesn't get more personal than that. Like, yeah, I'm sure for the artist it's just a magical moment to see that there's so many people who can resonate with what you've made and said. It's powerful, and it breaks my heart to see how some of them use that power, but that's why I'm here. Anyway, I feel like
the way you, that energy, I just felt it. You don't need to say any names, but I just need you to give us a scenario. Because I really, like, I felt the way you felt. I
Yeah.
feel like I felt something. So
nice.
you need to you need to let me know, like, just what you thought about, where your mind took you.
I know that I'm not like that's one thing I haven't practiced a lot of, and I know it's a very important part, but I feel like just the way I had to unlock myself with my music and my flows and figuring out what my mind can do to put words together will be the same way I feel like I'll have to will be the same journey I feel like I'll have to take to unlock in terms of finding ways I can connect as Majessty with my fans, because there's no one else like me. There's no one else like you. You can connect to your fans way differently than I can, and I want to figure out how the best way I can. Yeah, I don't know. You got legends from the past moonwalking and leaving a an impact for generations to come, and I want to achieve what he was able to achieve. Like, he was able to love dancing and was able to showcase that while showing his music. It's just beautiful. I'm sure it's every artist's dream to have a Beyonce-like concert, man. Yeah.
It is. It is. That's goat level. It's like 'cause,
Hard,
like,
man.
people faint.
My
twist,
biggest, I feel like I'll have made it, or I'll have crossed the accolade of performing once I jump and do the wave, the way they carry you and stuff. Yeah.
Like that type of
Yeah,
crowd
man.
surfing, no?
Crowd surfing.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. My goodness. It's like, do the wave. I was like, that didn't sound right.
Oh, but I got
Oh,
that.
my
Like,
goodness.
surfing wave, okay, let's go there.
Thank you, man.
No
Thank you,
problem,
thank you,
bro.
thank you.
No problem. So you haven't yet given us a scene though. Like from the way you reacted. Remember how in the last you were like some of these artists, you felt like there's certain energy you gave off when you're talking about other artists, and then you moved on to the next point. And I wanted you to tell us exactly what
Oh,
your
I
mind
was
went
saying
with
like,
that.
like how they have the power to speak to people that love them, but they don't, because they're so focused on being conceited and being able to show off how amazing they are and what they've done and how rich they are and how many girls they can get. It's just crazy how they lose what raised them, and I just pray to God that I don't, and I feel like I owe it to myself. It's also part of my calling to be the different guy, the different rapper. Like, yeah, especially when it comes to connecting with those who I impact.
Okay.
The power in that is wise, and I feel like it's God given, and not many individuals have it. So if you have it, use it wisely. Like, yeah. So
It's
that
like
it
have a
pains
purpose
me
with it.
when I see that's what some people do with the power they have. They just flaunt it. They rub it in your face.
Try to make
And
it
yeah,
better than
and
you.
yeah, and well, it's nice, like, good for you, but like, yeah, you can change lives, bro. You can change lives.
It's like think
And
about
now
your
more
impact.
than ever, yeah. Now more than ever, like, lives need to be changed, and if you can, just do it. That's where it was coming from.
What makes you say that? Like now more than ever.
We're going through a pandemic right now, my G, bro. I never thought I would live through a pandemic.
Yeah, that's true. None of us ever thought I would be this.
Yeah, now more than ever, bro.
Eh,
Now more than ever.
Take me back to better days, bro.
Yeah, man.
Still on the way.
Better days. It's crazy how, yeah, we made a song addressing that early on and it's still relevant. That's
Yeah.
what I mean. That's what I mean.
Impact.
Yeah.
Impact. Have purpose with your music. Okay. So tell us about what your social media following does for you as a person mentally. Does it matter to you? Is it something you look at and be like, this kind of shows my impact? Does it what does it do for you? Your social media following.
I first of all, I like it. I like Instagram. I like it. I don't hate it. I hate what it can do to you in terms of the mind-numbing time you take on it. So I've learned I hate that. And I'm starting to learn how to throw my phone away sometimes. Like, that is so needed nowadays. But what it's done for me as an artist was giving me the chance to showcase what I can do easily from my bedroom, from whatever, because I don't have the budget to jump off planes and show them cool stuff, but I can still show them what I can do. There's no excuse. That's what it's done for me. And it's shown me that I do have support, The last little challenge I dropped on Instagram was like a very good reminder for me, like, that people have my back. I was like, oh yeah, there's people actually, when I'm trying to achieve something with it, they're here to say we have your back. And literally, they were having my back. It was beautiful. I was like, I was touched, and that feeling comes with the need. It's like I owe them. Like I owe them making it. I owe them success.
Yeah.
I need to make it because they've believed in me this much. And when I encounter them in the future, they need to know that I am grateful. I will do my best to go above and beyond, because, yeah, there's power.
Because they invested in you as well.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. Like, it touches my heart. I don't know how people get so used to it and so cocky to it. Maybe because I'm new to it. It's a new feeling to me, but I hope it's not something I get used to, and I'm like,
become complacent. And all that.
I just hope that I still love it the way I do now. Yeah, it's crazy, like, especially just knowing how I started, like, whew. Yeah, man. I have a little following now. I have a little following now, and I already feel responsibility with that small following. Like, God knows what it will feel like.
Yeah, gratitude is important, bro. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, gratitude is. Gratitude is like the greatest prayer.
It is.
It's like I'm grateful for what I have.
Yeah.
Whatever you give me, I'm still grateful. You know what I mean? So
it is.
I resonate with that.
So it's given me power, but it's also. Yeah, it also has its dark sides, which you need to know how to balance. Yeah, yeah, it's a complicated world out there now as well. On
That's
social,
true.
yeah.
True. Everyone's trying to be something.
Everyone's trying to be something.
Yeah.
So how do you stay unique among all that? It's a lot getting thrown at everybody's face every day. It's a lot to compete with. It's not just other rappers at this point, man.
Everyone.
Yeah, it's somebody's ass. Like, you're competing with somebody's ass for real.
For attention. How are you going to beat that? You need to give something that's different.
You're like, I'm dropping the best bars of my life. Best bars of my life, 1,000 views. Someone is like, left cheek, right cheek. They're like, yo. Yeah.
That's how the relationship.
That's what we're fighting with. That's what we're fighting with.
That's so true.
That's
attention
what we're fighting
is a proper currency. It's a proper currency. Okay. So now, as we close this off, I would like to know, right now, as your career is, what are you looking to change about it? What would you change moving forward about your career today? If money was not an object, if nothing was, what would you change?
Easy. Quality and consistency. Easy.
Quality and consistency.
Yeah, easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that came, so it's like you've thought about it being like...
No, it's
it just came
easy.
naturally.
Easy money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so picturing how you are, because that was quicker than I even expected, to be honest. I was like, man, didn't even think. I was like, quality and consistency. I was like, wow. Yeah.
Easy.
But where you are right now, as you are,
Yeah.
what would you change about the way you're managing your career as an artist?
I would change the I don't know. I guess I would not change, but I would want rather a more stable relationship between getting a track made and getting a visual out, because that's what's the first problem I had was consistency with making a track. Check, I found a producer. Now it's like I need to find the visual team. And Stuart Teal has helped me with that this far, no cap. But we are a young group of individuals who have passions, and I feel like everyone has the right to kind of follow them, So I want or need a consistent collaboration between, when I have a track and someone who can give me a visual output.
Execute like seamlessly as well.
Seamlessly. I need to know when the track is done, I send it to this guy. It will take 2 days for him to do a draft, another 2 days to do the edits, and then between when the song is made, in a week it's out. Yeah. Or even that day if I want.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. That's it. I feel like Lamario is my favorite producer. He's my only producer. He's my teacher, my OG. And
that feedback, he also, like, there's that connection, I feel.
He has grown me, man. I will give him that. And
I hope he sees this,
He
man. Shout
owes,
him out.
yeah. I
Shout
owe him a
out.
lot. I owe him a lot.
Uh,
And when, I bear the fruits from this, he will know that I appreciate everything he's done, and I will carry him with me. But Lamario was very crucial to me finding my voice. Every artist has to find their voice. Not everyone
Facts.
is born with it, I always knew I could do it, but there's something about finding your voice. I never used to understand what that is, but
You've grown
when
to
you do it,
yeah.
you understand what
You kind of
they
just
mean.
know, you're
Yeah,
like-
like, oh yeah, I had to find my voice, my flow, my cadence, my lyricism, all that. Find your voice. He helped me find my voice.
Okay.
Yeah, big up to Lamario. And I believe me and him will go far.
Okay. Hey, I'm wishing you all the best. I'll
Exactly.
probably be around for the whole journey too.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
You know who you are.
Yeah.
You know who you
One
is.
time.
You know.
I like that. I like that. Okay. For the people that, because this podcast is like, what inspired it is the fact that there are people who are in the position I was in 5 years ago. People that are just starting out that don't know anything about the music business. And I feel like a nice way to end would be
It's beautiful, bro.
yeah.
Mm.
Be?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Huh?
It's
I really
beautiful.
appreciate that. Now, aren't you just tell someone who is, let's say, starting out, someone's like considering the music journey, one piece of advice, one piece of what would you tell someone who's just starting out about joining the music business, joining music as an art? A piece of advice for them.
You have to love it. Like, you have to love it. It has to be something you think about every day. It will not always be nice. There'll be days you feel like you want to quit and that you don't have any support, but you have to. That's even when you should actually go to the booth if you really love this. Just stick with it, because it is a journey and you have to learn who you are. You have to learn what others are like reacting to who you are becoming, and just stick with it. Like, I'm not there yet, but I feel like it's about to be there, and it's because I stuck with it. Yeah. You see, I'm even confident enough to say that I'll make it. Besides not having as we speak right now, I haven't blown up, but I know I will. That's because I've given in so much work. I'm starting to get confident in it. Like, don't stop. Don't stop, and only do it if you love it. Otherwise, get out. Get out the
Just
booth.
try something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
okay.
it.
Where can they find you? And how can they
YouTube.
find you?
Instagram is where I'm my most authentic self. If you want to know who I am, Instagram is where it's at. You can find me on YouTube and all streaming platforms. If you want those audios, man, Apple Music, you type in Majessty with 2 S's, you'll find me.
Your tags on Instagram.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can give 'em-
Majessty on Instagram, like MA.JESSTY. If you go there, you'll find me everywhere else. But yeah, Facebook, Majessty, Snapchat, Majessty, Apple Music, Majessty,
Majessty.
Spotify. You know,
all over the
Majessty.
world, worldwide.
Worldwide.
All right, all
Worldwide.
right. Yo, it's been a pleasure having you here. As you know,
Me too, man.
I don't even take it for granted the fact that you even accepted. You know what I mean?
It was easy.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. And as usual, man, we got your back full time. I don't doubt I'll have you here again for sure. Like, that's something I'm just sure about. Just hit your line and be like, bro,
Yeah.
we do this again.
Yeah.
You know, as we level up. And it's really nice that what you've had to share.
Yeah.
Because you've been honest, you've been truthful, and I really value that as a person, you know? And yeah, that's what I've got to say, man. It's
Yeah,
been
I
a really
like
nice
it. I like
episode.
it. Your desire is to empower others, and that's literally what I've been trying to say the whole time. Yeah, so that's why I align myself with you, and I'm happy to do this. No matter who sees it, you never know who will. If
Exactly.
you see it, this is where we're at. Raw, don't lie to yourself, don't play yourself. Do it from the beginning. Just start and just do it. You'll be surprised how far you can go. Just do it. Yeah.